Most people believe personality is simple: introvert or extrovert, confident or shy, logical or emotional. But psychology shows something different. A small percentage of people have traits so rare and unusual that most of the world doesn't fully understand them. These individuals often feel different, not because something is wrong with them, but because their personality simply isn't common. So here are 12 signs you might have a rare personality type that only a small percentage of people share. The first sign is that you think deeply about everything. Not occasionally, but constantly. Small events become philosophical discussions in your mind. You look beneath the surface, question motives, search for meaning, and analyze cause and effect. While others get annoyed by complexity, your mind naturally goes there. Deep thinking isn't an effort, it's your default mode. The second sign is that you feel emotions more intensely than most people. You don't just experience happiness, sadness, or frustration, you feel the entire spectrum. Your emotional world is rich, layered, and powerful. This can make life beautiful, but also overwhelming. Many rare personality types have what psychologists call high emotional granularity, meaning they can detect subtle shades of emotion that others overlook. The third sign is that you're extremely self-aware. You reflect on your behavior, your choices, your mistakes, and your growth constantly. You understand your patterns, your triggers, and your strengths better than most people understand themselves. This kind of introspection is rare because it requires honesty, patience, and internal clarity. The fourth sign is that you can read people easily. Their tone, their microexpressions, their body language, even the pauses in their speech, you notice everything. This isn't mind reading, it's sensitivity to patterns. While others are fooled by appearances, you pick up on subtle cues instantly. This makes it hard for people to lie to you, even if they think they can. The fifth sign is that you struggle with small talk. Not because you're shy, but because shallow conversations feel draining. You crave depth, purpose, honesty, curiosity. You'd rather talk about how people think, what they fear, what they dream of, or what they're learning. This preference alone separates you from the majority. The sixth sign is that you can be both introverted and extroverted depending on the environment. In the right company, you're expressive, funny, open, and energetic. But in the wrong company, you retreat into your inner world. People misunderstand this flexibility, but it's actually a rare psychological pattern called ambiverted complexity. The seventh sign is that you have a strong moral compass. When something feels wrong, you sense it immediately. You care about fairness, integrity, honesty, and respect. Even when it's inconvenient, you try to do the right thing. This isn't weakness, it's internal strength that many people lack. The eighth sign is that you absorb other people's energy. If someone is anxious, you feel anxious. If someone is joyful, you feel joyful. Psychologists call this high empathic resonance, and only a small percentage of people have it. It makes you compassionate, but also easily drained. The ninth sign is that you see potential in yourself and others. You don't just see what exists, you see what could exist. This makes you future-oriented, imaginative, and visionary. You think in possibilities rather than limitations. Most people struggle to think this way because it requires creativity and optimism working together. The 10th sign is that you outgrow people quickly. Not because you're superior, but because you evolve fast. You learn fast, you adapt fast, you reflect fast. You change your habits, your mindset, your boundaries, and your goals often. This makes it hard to stay aligned with people who are static or unwilling to grow. The 11th sign is that your mind never stops generating ideas. You constantly imagine, create, plan, calculate, and question. Some rare personality types have what psychologists call divergent thinking, which makes your brain jump between concepts and form unique connections. To others, your thinking seems unusual, but that's what makes you innovative. And the 12th sign is that you feel like you don't fit in, yet you understand people better than they understand you. This paradox is extremely rare. You're connected to the world, but also separate from it. You observe, reflect, and understand human behavior deeply, but you don't always feel understood in return. This isn't a flaw, it's simply the weight of having a mind that operates differently. So if any of these signs felt familiar, even a few of them, you might have a personality type that only a small percentage of people share. Rare personalities often feel isolated, not because they're alone, but because they're surrounded by people who don't think or feel the way they do. But once you recognize your traits for what they are, strengths, the world starts to make more sense. Your depth, your intuition, your emotional sensitivity, your self-awareness, your creativity, these aren't burdens. They're rare traits that shape leaders, creators, thinkers, healers, and innovators. You don't have to fit into the majority. You just have to understand who you are, and finally give yourself permission to embrace it.